friend, this is my comment on MA63. It was written and manipulated by the British government, right, in favor of the Malayan government, right? So Malaysia, as we know, was first formed with 4 partners nations, namely Malaya, Singapore, Sabah, and Sarawak. If it is represented by the geometry, it is a square with 4 sides equal and 90 degrees. For the federal seat, however, for the federal seat location in 1963, it was very much lopsided or imbalanced, with Malaya getting 105 seats, Singapore 15, Sabah 16, and Sarawak 24, meaning that the 3 nations only got 55 seats, which is equivalent to 34.59. Why? Where in the MA63 has these terms and conditions that Sarawak and Sabah could only get 34.59 as against 65.41. It is no doubt an unfair and unjust arrangement, right? Meant for Malaya or Malaysia. Malaya actually is the change of name to Malaysia, right? To cover up. It actually it is Malaya which is Malaysia is Malaya in disguise. In other words, to colonize, have the chance to colonize and dominate these regions, these partner nations, Sabah, Singapore, Sabah, and Sarawak. When Singapore existed in 1965, Malaysia is a 3 partner nations. By geometry, is an equilateral triangle with 3 sides equal and 60 degrees for each angle. But the seat allocation for Singapore was taken over by Malaya, leaving Sabah and Sarawak at the mercy of Malaya. Since then, the nightmare and maniacs of Sabah and Sarawak began. With two-thirds majority, right? With 2/3 majority, the Malayan government passed continental shift in 1966, right? Immediately in 1966, illegally, with no respect for MA63 if it is valid. They plan, right? They plan the riot on May 13, 1969, create the excuse for them to extend the control over Sarawak and Sabah further. The bloody happening actually had nothing to do with Sarawak and Sabah. We can see these devilish political thugs and scoundrels did it intentionally for the reasons to declare emergency and stall every possible political movement of Sarawakians and Sabahans to assist the Federation of Malaysia for good. Soon the Sarawak leaders and Sabah leaders to join the Barisan Nasional, and the leaders from Sarawak and Sabah, hence the fell victim, and were at the mercy of these cunning, irresponsible, greedy, selfish, and untrustworthy leaders of BN. These leaders from Sarawak and Sabah, of course, they were tempted by position and self-interest, and so compromise and saw off the rights of Sarawak and Sabah one by one.